Hey y'all, how's it going? Happy Season 2, Episode 6 day! It's also my birthday, so be nice to me. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all can be mean. I can take it. I can't, but I'll pretend I can. I've seen the trailer for this episode, or at least for the 6, 7, and 8 episode, and it's getting me really excited, and I don't want to get ahead of myself on everything, but I think we might see a super mutant this episode. I don't know. It could happen later in the season, but I think we're getting close to it. So episode 6 is called The Other Player. So I guess this is going to explain who the other player is, who the house is. My money's on the Enclave, but I guess let's find out. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into it.
Sales in Southern California will be increasing our billboard presence, which means we need to make some aesthetic choices. Marketing thinks a 10 megaton blast will look better for the billboards.
But it won't be a 10 megaton blast.
It's Betty and
It'll
Barb.
be multiple 5 megaton blasts.
The design team? Design team for explosions. Oh, a lovely water chip you got there.
The bad news is our water chips have a 30% fail rate. The good news is we'll know which ones fail before installation. Any preferences?
Let's do 13.
I said minimum 30 minutes from notice to ignition.
All right, Barb. How are you standing by all this?
I asked Betty if I could take notes on this one. She said yes.
That's sus. Mind control device.
Robco presents The Automated Man.
Boys, sit down. You were too interested.
Mr. House, Vault-Tec and Robco have always had a special arrangement.
You're paying me for this. In exchange, I get cold fusion to power my little project in Vegas.
And what project is that?
Yeah.
Might be above your pay grade.
Okay.
You'll find out about it after the bombs drop, I guess.
Hank is crazy. He's been dialed in on this mind control stuff since the start. Is it because he's Enclave? Is she Enclave? Somebody's Enclave. They always find a way to make that interesting. He's just hanging there, bleeding out. Nobody cares. Yeah, that checks out. You want to ask for help, at least?
A little help. Dog me. Text me that satchel. No. I need that satchel.
Ooh. How long's he been there if he's turning already? Yeesh. Who's gonna save him? Uh-oh. This is the talk with Barb, isn't it?
Last night I was thinking about when I proposed to you. The rocks were all covered in seagull shit. You know, the thing that I can't figure out is, were you a monster back then?
Ooh.
Or did you become one later?
Excuse me?
War never changes.
Oh, God. Wake up with a bowl of sugar bombs. Yep, there's the sugar bombs. Which one suits you better? Because I know a Brotherhood of Steel member who would love that dress. Oh, kicking the door open. Oh, he's got legionaries controlled now? Also, how did they not see her?
Morning. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Not the fruity legionaries. Who else has he got in here? Some cons? NCR? Wow. Yeah, he's got a whole staff. That ain't right. This is how you used to be, Lucy, essentially. I like how she leads with violence now. Not violence, but she's on her guard. It's probably pretty weird seeing your old home from this perspective now. This looks like the home from the commercial. All Quiet on the Western
We never
Front.
got to discuss All Quiet, did we?
It's a rough book.
That end, that was a humdinger, huh?
I didn't finish it.
What did you think about the parts that you did read?
I found it very upsetting.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with you there. What aspect upset you most?
Is this English class?
The most troubling was that everyone seemed to be fighting over nothing. I saw the same thing up on the surface. People fighting over the most petty things, like bottle caps. Is that what you saw when you were there? People just want to kill each other, don't they? Because they...
Nice. Nice. Well done.
It's crazy. The war instinct.
I'm bringing you back to Vault 33 to face justice for murdering the citizens of Shady Sands.
I thought the wasteland had changed you. If you want to make this official, you should use these handcuffs.
I don't like it.
Surrendering.
He's such an ass.
I did what I did to protect you. But maybe it came at too high a price.
Yeah, think.
Just let me tell you what I've been doing here.
And how is she going to be okay with that?
Going.
Just give me a chance. I think you'll call what I've been doing redemptive.
You mean brainwashing those people?
You can call it brainwashing. It's a very sophisticated process, and we've been having amazing
I don't care.
results.
Let's go.
Sure, we gotta leave it.
They have trackers in these things. They'll come for it.
Oh, that's fair.
They're armored.
That isn't a sacred remnant. I don't know what is.
I like that they're back together again.
We gotta sell it, huh?
No.
We just do a trade.
No.
Trade.
No, we're not giving it away, all right?
Trade. That's what trade. You get something.
Absolutely not. We'll give it to the right person. A good person.
Name a good person. Seriously.
That girl I met.
I would be a good person too if I grew up on top of a mountain of food and supplies and some cozy little impenetrable home. So I've seen a lot of things, but good people, no.
Where were you born again, Thaddeus?
The boneyard.
Ooh.
The shithole side of the boneyard.
I guess I'm the lucky one. You coming from Shady Sands?
You were lucky up until a point.
I remember good people.
Well, if you're the lucky one, then we're both screwed. No offense.
Yeah. True. Yeah. That must be a terrible thing to go through.
My name is Cooper.
That's what they start doing. They start repeating your name.
I have a daughter.
I need a super mutant to come pick him up and pull him off of that.
Her name is Shady. My daughter's alive.
Oh, no, he's doing it himself. Oh, please tell me this is a super mutant. It totally is! It totally is, dude. Oh my god, where's he going? Jacobstown? Look at the guts bag! Oh, a church. I need y'all to... Nah. It's popping. Oh my god, can we not?
Can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that look
Somebody's
good.
mad.
One short.
They don't care about you, bro.
Anyway.
The inbreeding support group has been dissolved.
Oh. Now that's gonna cause some trouble.
Calm down, everyone.
You've been ignoring my request to sit down with you.
You know what? Fine. You can dissolve the inbreeding support group, but you can't take away our snack budget.
And you're feeding people salty snacks.
We're giving the people what they want.
You don't get extra rations. because of who your parents were.
Actually, this is still America, so yes, you do. Our ancestors put themselves first. And you know what? That worked out for them.
You know he's not wrong.
I understand.
I don't think you do, Betty. You're from Vault 31.
Ooh.
31ers are just plumb different somehow.
During the Weevil famine.
You don't want to hear about the Weevil famine anymore.
It feels good to hear someone finally say that out loud.
Ooh. Betty's about to get violent. It's time for an uprising. Okay, back to 32.
You seen Woody?
Hey, what about Woody?
Was meant to play checkers this morning.
Uh-oh. They got.
You want to know the truth?
Yes, the truth, please.
He's in desperate need of the truth. It's not going to be the truth.
I don't even like checkers.
Yeah.
I only play because it seems to make Woody happy. But who
He
doesn't
did
want to make Woody
the
happy?
gym office
He's
look.
such a great guy.
If Woody's missing, we should bring it up with the overseer.
Oh, good luck with that. Sorry, Chad. I know she's your wife, but sometimes she can...
Excuse me, Davy. She's not my wife.
Fiancé.
Come on, Chet. Grow
I saw
up
the
here.
poster. Congratulations.
Oh, he's engaged. No, he's about to get married.
I can't shake this curse. Then start the river for me.
Okay. We got a church, we got a super mutant. I'm thinking Children of the Cathedral, but... Nice. Nice. Surely Cooper's seen a super mutant before. He's been around since the Master. Before the Master. He's gotta know.
Uranium.
Oh.
Bad for them. Good for you.
Yep. Oh, what a shot.
There's a war coming. And we need you healthy.
Are you part of a super mutant army?
They call us abominations. But they created our kind.
Hey, you and me got bit by a different motherfucking bug, my friend.
Ghouls, mutants, we're kin. And we should unite against our common enemy. People who set all this in motion.
Who is this guy?
The Enclave.
Yes!
Whatever it is I got to do, I do it alone.
And how's that working out for you?
I've kept myself alive for one reason. To find my family.
Well then, you're gonna need friends. If you won't join our kind,
Ooh.
then you can't know where we live.
No. No.
I know more than you know, okay? There are over 12,000 nuclear warheads.
I'm not a board
set
member.
at-
I am your husband. For our daughter, you would kill millions of people. Billions of people. Other mothers just
Do not do
like
that.
you.
Wouldn't you? There are worse people out there than me, Coop.
I mean, yes.
Who could possibly be worse than you?
It's cold. Let's find out. Who's the other player?
Not much of an appetite.
Betty.
I want you to get me every bit of information you can about how the cold fusion diode is stored at Vault-Tec.
Is that a good idea? None of this is a good idea.
True. Don't like an elevator scene.
You're just a very replaceable part in this machine.
Is that Wiltzig? Ain't no
I'm sorry,
way.
Who are you?
But if you forget your place in the company, you'll die.
He's pre-war.
And so will your family.
I bet you that means Moldaver's also
The
pre-war.
same will happen to me.
Well, I mean, Enclave.
If I don't communicate this message, you tell them. Only way to guarantee results is
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
The Enclave told her to say that. Is that Wiltzig up in that window at the meeting?
Who threatened you?
You don't need to get involved in any of this.
He's already.
Who controls Vault-Tec?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
No. There is nothing we can do. This deal's going forward whether we like it or not. You know me.
Well, they still get divorced, so.
I don't.
Where are you going?
To fucking do something.
He's still got the case.
Nothing to worry about, folks. My daughter is here to pursue the cause of justice. And we like justice, don't we?
Yes. Yes.
So many people need our help. Marjorie, you used to be kind of a murderer, right?
I guess.
Now she's a pencil sharpener and a darn good one, Rita. She used to cook people for the Legion. Now she makes trail mix, and boy, is it tasty.
She used to cook people.
When we leave, we're leaving all of the doors open so they can go home, understood?
You're the boss.
Hi, everyone. You can all go back to the surface now.
Do we have to?
Tell you what, you can stay here as long as you like, but when we leave, we're gonna open all the doors.
Hey, boss.
Oh, I remember them.
What are we doing with these two males?
All he needs to do is push a button.
No.
Okie dokie, send him off as is. It's what she wants.
Okie dokie.
No, wait! Wait, no!
This is exactly the kind of violence I'm trying to prevent.
Get that sharpened pencil now.
Pencil?
The staples.
You okay?
You help me out?
Sure. What are you doing here? Let's get you some help.
Kumbaya.
He looks like Marcus, but all of the super mutants kind of have the same face.
Here we go.
That's good.
Thanks for having me over, crew.
Hank's about to get roofied.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna get the cold fusion? Or did she have him bring something else? Yep. That's something else. Oh, it's the thing to put the cold fusion in his neck. Oh boy. In his neck, okay. Oh. This should be a fun reunion.
Is that?
Hey.
I love Thad.
We never played the
Grognak the Barbarian.
played a railroad song with
Of course he was into that.
knocked them off of their feet.
Look at the little Vault Boy. And the little mini nuke. Dang. Okay. We got to see a super mutant. I don't know if it's Marcus. I need to look and see. You guys know the drill. Okay. Much to discuss. Much to discuss. This episode opens up straight into a flashback in which Barb is in a Vault-Tec office talking to various investors or Vault-Tec employees and Mr. House as well. We've got some Vault-Tec execs going over the aesthetics of the way that the bombs will look when they're dropped. And apparently the marketing and design teams have a lot of opinions on how the bombs should look when they're falling. All the while they're eating fast food. Just talking about this like it's any other day. Very on par for everything that we've seen about Vault-Tec so far in the show. Then they bring out the water chip, and they admit that it has a 30% fail rate, but they know ahead of time which models will fail. So this means they knew Vault 13 would fail. This means they knew that Hank's vault would fail. Hank knew that it would fail. That's a pretty messed up thing. Not surprising for Vault-Tec. And then we get to see Bud, who talks about the lead time that they're going to get before the bombs fall. So he says they get a 30-minute lead time before the bombs drop, which is interesting considering that Cooper was with his daughter when the bombs fell. She and Janie eventually end up in that vault together, despite Cooper being with Janie when it happens, so they figure something out. But also suggests having specialized freeway lanes for premium members so they can get to their vaults faster. I wonder if they actually did implement that, and if that's like one of the underground tunnel things that we see Hank using. So finally we get to Mr. House, which is not Mr. House, but nobody there knows that at that point, especially not Barb, because apparently she's not given all the information on these products and meetings beforehand anyway. But Hank walks into Barb's office before Mr. House starts going over this new technology, the automated man, as he calls it. It's weird how interested Hank is in the chip. Like, he's been interested in controlling people's minds from the get-go. Or maybe he's like an undercover agent for somebody like the Enclave. He's definitely a weird one. Still can't figure him out. Barb is about to turn down this technology when House interrupts her and informs her that this is already a transaction that's going to take place. Vault-Tec is going to trade cold fusion for this mind-controlling technology. He also insults her, saying that it's above her pay grade. And so at this point, we are clearly seeing that she is not on board with what's going on with Vault-Tec. She's not heartless. She doesn't want to be doing what she's doing, even less so than we originally thought. She just looks very stressed after this meeting. Understandably so. This transitions back to the present, where Cooper is still kebabbed on that pole. He is desperately struggling to reach the vials of his anti-feral stuff. There's people in Freeside just walking back and forth past him, not caring, which is on brand. Finnan! Huh? Are you gonna be quiet? Can you hush? So this is very on brand for people in Freeside. They don't care about anybody but themselves. There could be a body laying in the middle of the street, and they will literally walk up to the body and say, better him than me. So that makes sense. Dogmeat does walk up to Cooper and looks like he wants to help. Cooper tries to get her to hand him his vials, but instead she grabs his hat and runs off. And then back in the flashback to a different point now, Cooper is back in the hotel room with Barb after he got drunk and rode the missile, tells her in a very long-winded way that he knows what she's planning, and he's not happy about it and sees her as a monster. She is very upset when he calls her that. And then it cuts again. Lucy is waking up in the vault where Hank has brought her. She wakes up in a perfect, pristine, Vault-Tec looking room, just like where she grew up. We got her giddy-up buttercup, we got a box of sugar bombs, we got a nice pretty yellow dress. She walks up to the dress, looks at it, then looks at herself in the mirror, and clearly recognizes that she's different now than when she left the vault, and doesn't put on the dress because she's not about to go back to living like she was before. She knows too much, especially about her dad. So she instead grabs scissors and sneaks out of her room, trying to find her dad. She comes across a couple of legionaries strolling through the hallway, grabs a fire extinguisher to try and knock them out, but they see her and greet her very pleasantly. Of course, they are being mind controlled. And as we see shortly after, she walks into the office room where Hank originally had showed up when he got to that vault. And there are dozens of employees wearing the same fit as Mr. Chicken Lover, all mind controlled, making more of the mind control devices. But she's very freaked out by how happy-go-lucky and high energy they are. She's probably seeing herself, her past self, and how she used to be like that. She keeps walking and comes across a room labeled Simulation. This is just about identical to the room that Cooper filmed his ad for, but that was Vault 4, and we've already seen it. This is just another vault with the same kind of layout. Hank is preparing her some food. He puts down a bowl of walnuts next to the All Quiet on the Western Front book, and then just starts talking to her like nothing's happened, asking her questions about the book and how far she got and what she thought of it. He's basically treating her like she's a student and he's a teacher. And of course he's talking about this book because it's about World War I, and it's about how these innocent people were forced to fight in this war. Not over nothing, but like basically over nothing. And that's how he sees the fighting on the surface between the NCR, the Legion, everybody. Of course, this is not true. They were fighting over something tangible and real that would determine the fate of the wasteland, that being Hoover Dam, at least in New Vegas. He doesn't see any conflict on the surface as being necessary or meaning anything or having any real goal. He just sees it as senseless violence. And so that is his goal with the mind control devices, is to domesticate everyone and stop the fighting and also control them in the process. Just a nice little bonus. So he's going on about the book. He turns his back to Lucy and she immediately grabs him and puts the scissors to his neck, but he doesn't react. He's basically like, okay, that's fine. Well, here's some handcuffs. He pulls it out of a drawer and puts the cuffs on himself, and she's very confused by this. Of course, he's just setting this all up to show her that there is nothing bad about what's going on with his plan with the mind control devices, because no one is violent, no one is hurting each other, and is not worried about her getting anywhere with the goal to bring him to justice. So she escorts him out of the room. Meanwhile, Thad and Max have abandoned the suit of power armor that Thad was wearing because, as Max mentions, there are trackers in it so they could easily track them down. And so Thad starts talking about how he wants to sell the cold fusion or trade it or do something with it so that they can make a bunch of money. Max doesn't seem to understand that Thad doesn't believe good people exist. Max mentions he did grow up in Shady Sands where there were normal, civilized people, just like Lucy did. And he asks Thad where he's from. And Thad says that he's from the Boneyard, specifically the shithole side of the Boneyard, which is almost certainly the downtown area of the Boneyard. So the Boneyard is from Fallout 1, and it basically is the greater LA area. There's a bunch of different little settlements that are technically part of the Boneyard, but they're not all called that. But downtown is probably the poorest part of the Boneyard, and it's also where the Blades are located. So maybe Thad is a Blade? Maybe he grew up as a Blade? That'd be cool. Max recognizes his privilege there, and he's like, oh, I guess that makes sense. I grew up in Shady Sands, so there are good people. So back to Cooper on the pole. He is thrashing around, making feral ghoul noises. It's very uncomfortable to watch, and I'm sure to experience that, if that actually were to happen, would be pretty miserable. He keeps repeating his name, just like that other guy who was turning feral from season 1 was doing, and he starts talking about his daughter. As soon as he starts thinking about Janie, he starts grabbing the pole and is trying to pull himself up. He almost gets there. He grabs the top of it, but starts going feral again and loses his grip and falls back down on the pole. So this is a symbolic way of showing how he can't do everything alone. He does need people to help him. And boy, does he get a helper. A super mutant walks up, just punches the top of the pole off, and then picks him up and grabs him and drags him away and takes him to a church, which is a very interesting place for a super mutant who talks the way he does to be located. First thing I thought was Children of the Cathedral from Fallout 1, which is the religion around the Master and his super mutants. Obviously, this guy is not somebody who would have been on board with the Master and his plan. So back in Vault 33, Reg's club has gotten so popular at this point that they're actually having to turn people away if they are not inbred enough. So they were trying to find loopholes before to get into the club so that they could eat, but now that's not going to fly anymore. Your family tree has to be particularly slim for you to get into the club at this point, but it's still going off. It's still doing very well. Reg sits down at the piano and begins to imagine a bizarre, cartoonish dance number in which everyone participates, loves each other, and most importantly, loves him. Unfortunately for Reg, this is not the reality. Betty has assembled a group of guards, and they are marching their way through the halls, interrupt their little party. The guard announces that the club has been dissolved, and they are no longer allowed to eat all of these snacks that they were previously approved for in the budget. But Reg is not about to take this. Betty walks right up. They have a little spat. She keeps trying to get him to have this conversation elsewhere. He's so oblivious to all of the secrets and the realities of their situation. She just looks absolutely livid during this conversation. She mentions the Weevil famine to try to convince him as to why the food budget matters, and he just gets angry. He's like, I'm tired of hearing about the Weevil famine. Our ancestors put themselves first, and they got where they got, which is true. I mean, he's not wrong. The Vault dwellers did put themselves first. That's how they ended up in the vaults to begin with. The other dwellers are agreeing with him. Like, I'm tired of talking about the Weevil famine like it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And he also makes a jab at Betty for being from Vault 31 and how the Vault 31 dwellers are weird. Like, he's so close to getting it, but he doesn't. Betty remains composed. He grabs a handful of Jell-O and shoves it in his face right in front of her, and everybody cheers him on. Her response to that is going to be pretty rough. I can see it. At the same time, in Vault 32, the Vault is preparing for an event that Chet is not aware of yet. Davey mentions that he hasn't been able to find Woody and that he didn't show up for their checkers game. This immediately catches Chet's attention because of what he overheard between Woody and Steph last episode, and he's worried for Woody's well-being. Davey then congratulates Chet on his engagement, again, which Chet is not aware of, and mentions that there's posters in the vault about it. And then Chet finally notices that everybody around him is preparing for this event happening the next day. He goes and finds a notice board that has a bunch of notices posted on it, including a giant flyer for his wedding with Steph. I also took a look at some of the other things that were posted around it. There was an ad for the Ninja Club, which looks pretty cool. That's definitely something I would have joined if I were in the vault, because I am a stealth player. There's also a ad for a movie night, which is definitely Night of the Fishman's Revenge, because it credits the 2 actors in that movie, which are mentioned in Fallout 4, Far Harbor, and also Fallout 76. So yeah, Chet's gonna get married to Steph. I'm sure that's gonna go well. Also, this episode has made me fully believe the Chet super mutant theory that a lot of you guys have had. I think it's definitely leading up to that, where he's gonna be one of the nice, gentle, giant super mutants. So Cooper wakes up in the church. He's being like strung up in the middle of the church, surrounded by those gore bags that you always see around super mutants. Super mutant, he's wearing this really raggedy looking cloak, and he takes out a comically green glowing chunk of uranium and shoves it into Cooper's wound. He says, "We need you healthy." Also, this is Ron Perlman voicing the super mutant, which is amazing. Of course, he was the narrator for the very first Fallout game, so his voice is iconic in the series because of that, and I can't think of a better person to voice a super mutant. I did check IMDb to see if he was credited to a specific character name, but he is not, so we still don't know who this super mutant is. But he tells Cooper that he wants him to join them, the collective group of super mutants, I presume, in fighting the original enemy that created them, which is the Enclave. But Cooper is stubborn as a mule and doesn't like working with other people, so he says, no, I'm gonna do it myself. So in response to that, the super mutant, and we get a partial face reveal, says, well, you can't know where we live if you're not gonna help us, and then knocks him out with his gigantic club. So as far as who the super mutant is, I don't think it's Marcus, because I don't think this setting is something that he would go for. That being the gore bags and the brutality that we see from the less intelligent super mutants. But he's most certainly a Generation 1 super mutant. Definitely worked for the Master if he knows who the Enclave is. Maybe he knows Frank Horrigan, for all we know. Could be Neil from Fallout New Vegas, or it could be a totally new character. In any case, he looks great. He looks kind of like Ron Perlman, but he looks great, just like one of the original super mutants from the first game. Back in our flashback with Barb and Coop in the hotel room, they're just arguing back and forth. She keeps trying to tell him, I'm not a bad person, I'm being forced into this. And so Coop asks her, he says, who is forcing you to do this? And that cuts to another flashback of her sitting in the office after all these meetings with investors. So she asks Betty to gather all the information on how the cold fusion is stored and who monitors it. She's clearly planning to steal it when they bring it to Vegas. She leaves the office and gets in an elevator looking very distressed, and who else but Wiltzig from the Enclave is standing in the elevator with her. So Wiltzig is confirmed pre-war, and given that he knows Moldaver, I'm gonna bet that they use the same technology to preserve themselves. I don't know what that means about what Moldaver knows with the Enclave. He starts telling her to say the things that she eventually says in that big meeting about Vault-Tec dropping the bombs themselves. So he is coercing her into saying this. Back in the hotel room, Coop asks Barb straight up who is in charge of Vault-Tec. And she admits she doesn't know. And she, again, tries to convince him that she is the same woman that he married. He knows her, he can trust her, but that ship has already sailed. And we know they get divorced eventually anyway, so I don't think there's any reconciling their relationship. And so he leaves her in the hotel room. He just walks out. And of course, immediately goes to where Hank is, planning to take him back to the hotel room. Back in the present, Lucy is escorting her father, and they walk through the room with all of the employees who are making the mind control devices. They freeze when they see him, and he is chill. He reassures them that all is okay, because Lucy is pursuing justice. And then he starts explaining to Lucy where these people came from, how they were murderers, or kind of a murderer, as he explains it for that one woman, how they were killing each other, how there was just nonstop violence before he intervened, put the mind control device on them, and now they are peaceful, and they don't hurt each other, and everything is hunky-dory. And then the chicken lover, his right-hand man, brings in the NCR guy from the Mojave Outpost that we saw a couple episodes ago, and then a legionary, and they are tied up, obviously at odds with each other. He's about to press the big button to turn on their mind control devices, but Lucy stops him because she's of course, not on board with brainwashing and mind control. And so Hank lets it happen. He's like, okay, let's see what happens if we don't do what I do to these people. So the chicken lover cuts the legionary free, right away starts attacking the NCR guy. Lucy tries to protect him, pulling his chair around because he's still strapped to his chair, but the legionary grabs her instead. She stabs him with a pencil, and then he grabs a stapler and starts violently hitting the NCR guy in the head with a stapler. Eventually, Lucy realizes that she has no other choice but to press the button or this man is going to die. And so she does. And right away, they both stop what they're doing and become pleasant little vault dwellers. She still doesn't like that she had to do that, of course, but it does demonstrate that there is a problem with the surface. There is a lot of war up there, but she's determined to find a better way to resolve it. So back in our flashback at the hotel, Coop brings a very drunken Hank back to their room, the case still strapped to his arm. He gives him a drug that knocks him out and opens his case while Hank is passed out to find the device that Vault-Tec uses to extract and insert the cold fusion into his neck. Of course, Cooper's very confused by this. He was fully expecting just a vial of cold fusion to be in there. Barb walks into the hotel room and sees what he's doing. She says nothing. She just walks up and takes the extracting gun from him and then pulls the cold fusion out of Hank's neck. They don't say anything to each other. I don't know what they're going to do with it together. I don't know how they're going to manage to leave New Vegas without Mr. House stopping them and getting the cold fusion. But we know the Enclave ends up with it. So I guess this transporting it via neck, like they've been doing, is something that maybe Mr. House isn't aware of. So Cooper has been dropped off by the super mutant because he did not agree to help him. And Dogmeat has found Max and Thad where they fell asleep, fully exposed, next to the fire, and brings them Cooper's hat. They recognize it as belonging to him, and so they follow Dogmeat and end up finding Cooper in a place called the Mojave Mission School. I don't think that is something that appears in any of the games. I think this is new, but they are not happy to see each other. I mean, Thad is trying to be nice about it because he's just a nice guy. But Max and Cooper are like, I don't want to be here with you right now. It's going to be very entertaining watching them travel together. And then finally, in the credits for the show, we get a great look at Bud's pre-war office. It's full of Vault-Tec, Grognak the Barbarian, and Cooper Howard merch, basically. It's just a big nerd office, which I can respect, even though Bud is insane. I get it. He's a collector. And then at the very end, there's actually a sentry bot hiding in the shadows in the back, which is super cool. I hope we get to see one in action. That is it for episode 6. I was very excited about the super mutant. I can't wait to see more of him and learn who he is, where he comes from. I think nice super mutants are probably my favorite kind of character from the game, especially when you can have them as a companion because they can kick ass, but they're also just really interesting to talk to. Like Fox was always my favorite companion in Fallout 3, and of course Marcus from Fallout 1. I don't think that we're going to get a resolution at the end of the season. I think they're going to lead up to another season where it's mutants and ghouls versus the Enclave. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Let me know what you think about the rumors about the Fallout 3 or New Vegas remaster, because if Fallout 3 gets a remaster, I think I might forgive Todd Howard. Very excited. We have 2 more episodes to finish this season. It's going to be good. Thank you guys for watching as always. I appreciate all of you who watched the whole thing. Leave your comments and everything. I will see you guys next week for episode 7. Until then, peace out.